It's goody YouTube. Welcome back to another video, guys. As you can see by the title, you already know what we're going to be talking about. Why I chose this bike over an S1K. Now I'm going to tell you guys what our main pointers in this video are going to be. One of the main pointers we're going to be talking about is price point, right? The comfortability of the bike, what this bike has to offer, and basically just a honest review of my personal choices as to why I chose this bike over S1000. And don't get me wrong, if you think that I'm about to start this video by saying that the S1 or the ZX10 is better than the S1K, you are insanely wrong. I do technically believe that the S1000 is better than the ZX10 in multiple categories, but I still chose my Zx10r over S1000, and I very well could have afforded to get an S1K with the amount of money I make a year. So boom, just to put that out there, one of the main reasons was the price point for the 10. S1Ks range from like 23 to 20 plus thousand, depending on what package you want. Actually, they could be higher. Most times S1000s don't drop under $20,000, to be honest, even with high mileage. So one was the price point. I make around $60,000 to $70,000 a year, plus some of the side hustles that I do could put me to be anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 extra. It really just depends on how hard I go and what I do for the most part. So we can just say that I make $75,000 a year.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
Or $70,000 a year. So with that being said, this bike comes out to be around $20,000 by the time you're done paying it off. Even with used miles, 9 times out of 10 is going to be around $15,000 to $20,000. S1000 though is a $5,000 basically more. So one was the price. Like, I couldn't justify spending that much money, and I'm not gaining that much money back from this motorcycle. The amount of money I make a year, I couldn't justify spending almost upwards of $25,000 on this motorcycle, which would come out to be a little bit more than I had to do the math, but I put the math on the screen. But the rule of thumb is, I believe that you don't want to go over 30% of your debt. Now I could be wrong, but I'm going to put it on the screen, and this is how I try to live my life. Like, I try not to have huge amounts of debts here and there, and that if I get into a pinch, or say I did end up crashing this, that I could be able to afford to rebuild the bike back. So that's why one of the main reasons why I chose CX10 is because 9 times out of 10, if anything goes wrong with this, it'll be a little bit easier and a little bit cheaper to fix than an S1K. Then we can go to talk about the prices and the exhaust and the parts on the S1000s or BMWs in general. They are ridiculously high, not even including the M1000s, which parts could vary up, but the side fairings could be almost $1,500 alone. That is insane, like, completely insane. I will literally throw the price up also as well of the fairings for the M1000, and I'll show you the S1000 fairings. So you're talking about thousands of dollars on fairings, where you can cheap out, but I would love to have the OEM fairings, of course. I love my ZX10. That's why I haven't changed these fairings out, because I enjoy them. They're really nice. As long as I don't have any issues, any cracks or anything, I'm gonna keep these fairings on there. Another thing is the comfortability. I have got a chance to get on an S1K, and I do strongly believe that they are very, very comfortable bikes. I do believe that the S1Ks are a little bit more comfortable with the ZX10, but that just comes down to the seating and other small things that are very, like, you could change those easily, and I would still be under the price point for modding out my ZX10, rather than I would be under that price point of an S1K with just modding out my ZX10. But comfortability though, I cannot lie, the S1K, like, it definitely beats the ZX10, but by a small margin. And let me tell you guys why. We still got cruise control on a bike that's $5,000 lesser than the ZX10. Like, that is amazing. So even if my seat is uncomfortable off a rip, I can literally just put my bike at cruise control and then just take a moment and relax. But ZX10 with a few mods, like, it's literally right there at the same point. They sit the same. And the ZX10 is definitely heavier. It's one of the most heavy. It's one of the heaviest 1000s. It's definitely still easy to throw around. When I rode the S1K, it definitely seemed like it was more nimble, but I would personally take the ZX10 over S1K because I do like the weight of the ZX10, and I feel like as I'm exiting any corners that I hit, my 10R is literally raising up really fast. And that's probably mainly due to the power. What everyone really wants to hear is all the technology that comes with being on a 10R versus the S1K. Yes, the S1K has a better quick shifter. Like, you can literally quick shift as you're wheeling, which a lot of people want to do, which is really unsafe. In the 10R, you cannot do wheelies and use the quick shifter. It is really jerky. The auto blip is really like jerky, and I don't want to say laggy, but that's kind of the word that I almost have to use. It is a little laggy, but that's just kind of what comes with it. But with a tune and even the aftermarket quick shifters, like, you can fix that. But honestly, when it comes down to you racing or hitting it really fast, it's almost not even that noticeable, to be honest. It's really small. But the S1K is definitely a little bit better. But a tune fixes that for the ZX10. So I personally don't have a tune, so mine's still a little jerky, but you get a tune, perfectly fine. I personally believe that the ZX10s have a little bit better than the S1K. That might be a hot take for a lot of people, and a lot of people might not agree with that, but that is a personal preference. I really enjoy the sound of a ZX10. Like, I wasn't even a Kawasaki fan at all. I thought that they sounded really bland, but for the most part, like, the 10R sounds really good to me, and I enjoy it. It sounds so amazing. I'm not gonna say that the S1K sounds bad at all, because I personally don't believe it actually sounds bad at all. Actually, I think it sounds pretty good, but I enjoy the 10R sound over the S1000. And that may just be because I've literally seen and heard so many S1Ks that maybe it's not like maybe it's not, what's the word? Maybe it's not a surprise to me on how that sound, because I've heard them so much. But with these ZX10s, now I have heard them a good amount, but I don't see as many 10Rs as I do S1Ks. Like, in the Dallas scene, S1Ks are ridiculous. Like, 3rd gen, 2nd gen, whatever gen, it doesn't even matter. 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th. That may be why I'm a little biased when it comes to the 10R. I enjoy the sound of my 10R so much over the sound of an S1K. I've just heard it so many times. Hey, but I personally enjoy the sound of an S1 or the ZX10 a little bit more. I hate being back here in traffic, guys. I really do. I can't stand it. I always like to skip up to the front, but I'm not going to today. I'm just gonna relax because the cops are a little bit they get hectic on these days, so I'm gonna stay right here. 1000's power band is a little bit linear than the ZX10's power band, but the ZX power band is really nice to me. A lot of people say they have issues out of like doing wheelies. I've never had any clutch up issues at all. Now 3rd gear, I'm not able to clutch up, but I know a lot of S1000s are able to clutch up in like 3rd gear, and I've seen Brian do, I believe I've seen him do 4th gear. I don't know, I'll have to look, but I'm gonna just go around there just in case. I believe I've seen Brian 636 do like 3rd, 4th gear, but I'd have to check and look at his video. I remember exactly what video it was. I just had to look at it to see if I remember. But you can 3rd gear wheelie on these 10Rs. I personally can. You definitely can. I've seen it happen. I've seen people do it. You can power wheelie in 2nd. You can power wheelie in 2nd. But you have to definitely be higher in the power band. I know on the S1Ks you can power wheelie almost up to 3rd gear. Like, those things literally just have so much power, it's ridiculous. But for the ZX10, the power is definitely a little bit more on the top end than anything else, but it's still there. It's still there, and honestly, I personally enjoy clutch ups a little bit more than I do power wheelies. The main reason is because power wheelies are a little bit unpredictable. So are clutch ups. They're both really unpredictable, just depends. But you can be a little bit more accurate with your skill when it comes to a clutch up versus a power wheelie. So that's why I was like, that's not even a discussion, a topic for me when it comes to choosing a motorcycle, because to be honest, I prefer clutch ups, and that's what I practice on the most. And when I first got it, everyone was telling me, all the ZX10 owners were like, oh my god, you're gonna have issues with second gear clutch ups, you're gonna have so many issues. But I've never had a single issue doing a clutch up on my ZX10 in second gear at all. Third gear is a little bit more of an issue, but like second gear, I could do it 70, 80, 60, 50, 40, any mile per hour. I can do a second gear clutch up easily with no issues at all. The issue then comes with these ZX10 is that people want to use the quick shifter, like I said before, and you can't. But to me, that's really unsafe. I mean, you can use the quick shifter, it's just a little bit, it's a lot bit jerky, so I personally don't like it. But other than that, the look of these ZX10s, like, absolutely, like I absolutely love these 6th gens. I do like the 5th gen and the 4th, but this looks so nice. It catches so many eyes. People don't see this bike. They don't even know. Like, a lot of the non-bike people don't even know what this is. Like, they just look at it like, yo, that's a 1000. Like, oh, what bike is that? And I'm like, it's a ZX10R. But they look at S1K and they'll know, you know. I love that about this ZX10, like, so much. Like, I love that. But that was just a side note. But besides that, the wheelies on here are perfectly fine. I've literally wheeled this thing like multiple times. I've seen people do third gear wheelies on it. My friend did a third gear wheelie on it, and I let him on my bike. He has a ZX10 just like mine, and he does them perfectly fine. I just can't master that. I just can't get that good. I don't know what it's gonna take. But like Brembos, the S1K, they both come with Brembos and stuff, so the braking and stopping is about the same. ZX10 might be just a little bit, it may be a little bit better, maybe because of the weight, but I don't know. I don't have factual proof on that at all, but I do know it weighs a little bit more, or it might be worse. Sorry, it might be a little bit worse because it weighs a little bit more, but it's only about like an 8-pound difference, or I believe, so it's not going to be a crazy amount of braking difference. But for the most part, they're both around the same. And the parts for the ZX10, like, you cannot beat these parts. Like, they're so cheap. Like, they're not cheap, but in terms of you spending money on a motorcycle and you're like, yo, like, okay, if I buy S1K, it may take me months to get a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 exhaust system. We can just buy a 10R. You can get a quicker full titanium, full headers and exhaust system for like $2,000 versus $3,000. So it's like those margin and points that sell me to buy the ZX10, because everything turns out to be cheaper and the parts are more accessible. And that's what I like about the 10R, because if I go down on this today, I'll be able to rebuild it again within a week or two. It's only thing that's going to take is time, is the parts. So that was like one of my main selling points, was the price. Like, what's going to happen if I go down? How fast is it? How easy it? How will it be to repair it? So on and so forth. And then again, like, not too many people have these 6th gen ZX10 that does content and takes it serious. A lot of people buy them and they just buy them just to have them, but there's so many S1000 people that have S1000s, and all of them want to be content creators. All of them do wheelies. All of them post on Instagram. Like, it's just oversaturated. And then you got people like Fast Flow with M1000. Like, I love the M1000. Shout out to Fast Flow. Such a cool dude. But M1000, like, that's so much nicer. But then again, you gotta spend $50,000, $45,000 to $50,000 in order for you to have that. Like, that's just outrageous in my personal opinion. But guys, like, if you're thinking about it, ZX10 for the win. I'm telling you, like, this is the main reasons why I chose it, because of the price. When it all comes down to it, everything could be exactly like the S1K, to the quick shifter, auto blipper, all that stuff can be adjusted. Seat can be adjusted. They come with Brembos. You can do wheelies on this easily. The parts are still accessible. It sounds amazing. Like, everything sounds good on this, and there's not too many ZX10s out there that are doing content or even just riding in general. Like, this thing is an absolute beast when it comes down to it. The cornering is phenomenal. Like, it's just nothing that I can possibly say about this bike ever being bad, besides the fact that quick shifter and auto blipper is laggy. But besides that, no one can ever say that this thing is a horrible bike. It is a great bike. It's a fantastic bike, and this is my first 1000, and I've rode a S1K, a Gixxter, I've rode a CBR 1000. Those are the only ones that I've rode. as of right now. So I hope you guys honestly enjoyed this video. Let me know what more videos you guys want to see down in the comment section below. As y'all see, I already saw the new bike. Let me know if y'all like that video, if you enjoyed it at all, if you want to see more content like that, or would you prefer me more on my 10R. Just let me know what you guys want to see more of, and I will see you guys in another video. Let's go.